I'm Michael Opondo. I am the youngest of four children of Diana Opondo. Asir's mom is my eldest sister, and she's followed by my brother John Mark and my other sister Caroline, and then I'm the last one. It's a combination of your ancestry, your heritage, but it's also a combination, it also added to that combination is the environment in which you are raised in and grow up in. So that's the general version. But for me, the way I've grown up, culture is much more skewed towards my heritage than how I grew up.
Okay.
Because I grew up in a very Western environment. Went to British boarding school, went to an Irish Catholic high school, went to an American university.
Yeah.
But where we are now, Uholo, where is our ancestral home, is where I was exposed to culture. And every school holiday, we were all drag kicking and screaming. We never wanted to come. But my mother, and not just us, even the Okangans and all of our cousins, we were always dragged here every holiday by our parents so that we would absorb that culture and understand that culture.
That's really nice.
Yeah, so that heritage part of the culture, what is our lineage. And in fact, one of the things I've actually spent the last 4 years doing is plotting our family tree. So going back to your original question about the importance for me of culture is, and why it's not so much about how I grew up, but more about heritage, is understanding how I'm related to all those people. All of a sudden you realize, oh wow, you mean I'm so closely related to so it's like, I think my favorite tradition was the way the Luo homestead was set up. So it was set up to kind of build a sense of community. I guess because my grandma Marcella only had 2 sons, this homestead doesn't really look like the typical homestead. But if you go to like one of our cousins up the road, I don't know if you remember Chacha.
Yeah, everyone's always talking about it.
So now, when you go in the gate, the home that faces the gate is now the grandma's home.
Interesting.
In fact, traditionally what was said is that the house is the wife's, but the home is the man's. Okay?
So what's the difference?
So the man builds a house for, and if he's got one wife, then she will have the first wife will have the house facing the gate. Then the second wife, he will build a house for her on the right-hand side. The third wife, he will build a house on the left-hand side. And that's why they say the house is the wife's, but the home is the man's.
That makes sense.
And then the sons, in order of age, on the right-hand side of the house is the firstborn son. On the left-hand side is the second. Then the third builds below the firstborn. But then that's not where the tradition stops.
Okay.
Now, those houses that the sons built were not supposed to be their permanent houses. Chapati and dengu, and it's my favorite because I just have memories. I mean, as kids, it's like when they being cooked in the kitchen, it was like they could barely come off the pan before you want to have some. And then I can remember they were so tasty, but it was always taboo. No, you've got to wait until they're put on the table.
Yeah.
And you just eat as many as you could.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was fun.